Hey guys, welcome to my corner of the internet. Today we're going to talk about beauty school. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from people and stuff like that about like my beauty school experience, and they just kind of want to know what it was like. So, God, I feel short today. So I decided to make it a video and hopefully make it a little easier for everybody. I am a licensed esthetician. I have been licensed for quite some time. We'll not talk about how long. So I am licensed in or certified in chemical peels. I did go to permanent makeup school, so I know how to do microblading, ombre powder brows, and all of that good stuff. And I am licensed in the state of Colorado and the state of California. Am I still licensed in California? When was the last time I even renewed that license? Anyways, well, I used to be licensed in California. I would have to check, but yeah. So this was kind of my experience. I'll talk about kind of like the curriculum, what you learn, and what you can get like certified for and all of that stuff. It does change from state to state. So for what I know and what I've got licensed and certified for, it was for the state of Colorado and the state of California. So keep that in mind. And yeah, let's begin. So when I went to beauty school, I did the esthetician program, and I believe there was two programs, like the day program and the night program, and it broke down to like either 3 months or 6 months. And I'm the person that's like, I just want to get shit done and over with. So I did the day program, which was 3 months, and again, I think it was like 687 hours, close to 700 hours is what you have to get logged to even try to get licensed and to take state boards. So that's what I did. Let's go over what I learned. Again, not all schools will teach like the same curriculum. You'll learn like the basics of like the skin, the dermis, like the layers of the skin, and like products, like what AHAs are, BHAs are, what they do, ingredients and stuff like certain ingredients you'll learn, but a lot of that you end up learning on your own, like when you're out in the field working. And I know my school taught us chemical peels and we were certified for that, but I know like certain other schools that go more like the holistic route, they don't do chemical peels because they don't really like the acids and stuff like that. So that's kind of things to look for. Let's see, what did I learn? I learned like the basic skin, like the Swedish facials, like the different kinds of facials. We learned the hot stones, some kind of weird laser like cellulite thingy, and a fat thingy. I don't even think that they do these procedures anymore. Like, this is how long ago it was. I also learned light therapy, microdermabrasion, did I say that? Chemical peels, and waxing. We learned full body waxing. However, we didn't learn Brazilians. I learned Brazilians when I graduated and I started working for a waxing salon. So that's something to kind of like keep in mind. And in all honesty, everyone is so afraid to do Brazilians and they find it awkward. I even learned Manzilians like 4 years ago. It's been quite some time. And in all honesty, it's only awkward doing services like that if you make it awkward. If you just look at the body part as like it's just skin, you don't see it as anything else. Like when you look at like your underarms, it's an underarm, it's skin, like, so. And then there's like your Brazilian, like that's skin. Or when you're doing between the cheeks, that's skin. Like, just be professional about it. Like, the first one's a little uncomfortable, yes, but you get over it and you just kind of like move on. I was really lucky because I wouldn't say I went to a great school. And a lot of estheticians will agree that we are kind of like the forgotten, like redheaded stepchild when it comes to beauty school, because we just don't generate the revenue the way that cosmetologists do. So a lot of beauty schools will do like facials, highlights, like hair services, like any kind of like beauty service for like half the price. So there's people who will go to like a school to get their hair done or go to a school to get a facial done because it's like so much more affordable than like going to an actual salon or going to like an actual spa to get services done. And a lot of people don't actually realize that you can go and like get these services done for like skincare. So we're just kind of like the forgotten, like they kind of push us to the side and they're like, yeah, just go in the corner and sit there and shh, and don't cause trouble kind of thing. And this is just like, again, my experience, and you know, I wasn't the only one that kind of felt that way. So that's a little something to remember. But I know now there are like schools that are exclusively just for estheticians, which is really nice. So that way you don't feel like, oh, I don't matter. And I'm not trying to sound like an entitled person or anything like that, but I'm just like letting you guys know how like my experience was. The curriculum was great. I feel like as estheticians we get the same freaking book. I still have my book. If I can find it, we'll insert a picture of it. But you get a book, you kind of study through that. My teacher, let's not even go into my teacher. Yeah, let's just not even go there. I felt kind of like my teacher was great when it came to certain things. Like she really knew the skin, she really knew her assets, like she was really able to answer questions like if we had it. However, I feel like the makeup portion of everything was kind of a nightmare in all honesty. And I say that because we had a guy in my class and he wasn't gay or anything. He actually owned like a laser clinic, so he wanted to get his esthetician license just to like combine a lot of things together. He was the nicest guy ever. He was older. He was like old enough to be my dad at the time. Anyways, I feel like if you're a teacher, you should be able to like teach the color theory properly and stuff like that. And I felt like she wasn't very good at that. I was fortunate, and a few other girls in my class were very fortunate, where we already loved makeup and we already knew makeup. So going in, like the makeup portion was really easy for us. At the time, you had to be certified to be an airbrushed makeup technician. I don't even know how to explain that, but yeah, at that time you had to know, like, get certified to do airbrush makeup. So of course we were learning that. However, we were learning that, but it's not like my teacher really knew what she was doing either. So she wasn't very good at teaching us that. So she wasn't like, she was really good at facials and like she was good at like teaching us how to wax and stuff like that. But when it came down to like the makeup aspect, she wasn't really good at teaching it because she wasn't even good at it. So that was a whole other thing. But what was nice was because some of us were already good at makeup, we were just like helping everybody else. So we like worked really well as a team in that aspect. What else? Chemical peels. You do have to be certified to do chemical peels. And so we went to this amazing product line called Sanita's, love Sanita's, which was up in Boulder at the time. I don't know where it is anymore. And we took their chemical peels class, which was amazing. And I love chemical peels. I still do chemical peels to this day. Waxing was a very interesting course because we all had to grow out our body hair and like wax, right? And stuff like that. And then we would call in like our friends to get waxed, and so we were practicing on each other. So great thing is, oh yeah, like we're learning how to wax, but I'm not a hairy person. Like the only place that I really have hair is on top of my head, and like I don't wax my arms. I've never shaved my arms. Like my legs don't get hairy, my underarms don't get hairy. Like, so that was just like kind of a pain in the ass, but I just let people wax me anyway. It was just about kind of going through the motions. So be prepared to be able to practice on each other. because you're going to learn how to do services on each other before you get onto the floor to do services on clients. And I'm not going to lie, like, I at the time was very, very, I don't want to say insecure. No, I was insecure. I didn't like people seeing me without makeup. I still don't like people seeing me without makeup. No, that's a lie. I really don't care if people see me without makeup now. It is what it is. Like, fuck it. But I really struggled with, like, I remember, I think it was like day 2 or day 3, we were learning facials, and the teacher was like, okay, everyone go wash your face and take off your makeup and we're gonna do facials. And I just remember the anxiety that I felt in my heart of like, what do you mean we have to take off our makeup? She's like, yeah, you gotta, take off your makeup, and like we're gonna do, we're gonna do facials. And I was like, oh my God, and it just, panic just sank into my heart. And then yeah, like it was this whole thing. However, definitely going to beauty school and letting people see me without makeup was definitely like, just like kind of helped me just say, fuck it. People are going to see me without makeup and I don't care anymore. So that kind of helped. As after graduation and then you kind of go out into the field and you start working, newer treatments do come out and you do have to be certified for it. Again, that's how it is in the state of Colorado, because your insurance will only cover so much of it. I know right now what's really big is microneedling or in dermaplaning and stuff like that. You do have to be licensed to do that. So I was lucky enough to get my microneedling certification. So that's really cool. I do not know how to dermaplane at this moment. I mean, I've seen it done, and but I wouldn't do it on somebody unless I was certified. And I'm also eyelash extension certified, which was really big when it was like pretty new when I went to beauty school, and now it's like this big old thing, and you can take like a $200 course and get it done. So yeah. Okay, so how do you know if beauty school's for you? Honestly, you have to have a passion for the beauty industry. Like, if you don't like hair, you don't like makeup, you don't like skin and all of these things, and then why are you trying to get into the beauty industry? Like, I had a very funny conversation with this one girl. She's like, yeah, I want to wax. I'm like, okay, like, you okay with seeing like body parts and naked people? She goes, no. I'm like, okay, so like, why do you want to wax? She's like, oh, for the money. It's funny because a lot of people think like, okay, you're gonna get into the beauty industry and like you're gonna make tons of money. Like, no, no, honey, that's not how it goes. Like, it takes time to build your clientele, and it takes time to like get your name out there and stuff like that, and like build a reputation. And which people don't realize is like waxing, people come back like every 4 to 6 weeks and stuff like that. So people who think you're gonna be rolling in dough right after beauty school, that's not true. Like, and practice really does make perfect. Like, the more you get into it, the more you practice and the more you work in the industry, the better you do get. And I'm not gonna lie, yeah, when you first get out of beauty school, you're pretty broke because beauty school is expensive. When I went to beauty school with all the things that were offered and stuff like that, I think I paid $11,000 for a 3-month program, and I'm like, $11,000 for 3 months? Are you kidding me? And I still didn't learn everything that I felt like I needed to know, like, to be working in the industry. But you learn through like continuing education, which you have to pay for too. So keep that in mind. The industry is very competitive. I feel like it's more, people are more supportive now. Like, it's not like, oh my God, these are my clients and like back off kind of thing. Like, it was definitely like that when I was in beauty school, like where girls were very catty and very mean. And even like when I kind of got out in the field, it was kind of like that, but not anymore. I feel like people are so much more open to like telling their secrets or like helping each other out or like stuff like that. Again, this is a girl dominant industry, and it's nice to see like guys are kind of breaking into the industry now, but like definitely when I first got into the industry, I think there was like one guy that was a cosmetologist and then the one guy in my class that was trying to be an esthetician, you know what I mean? So, but now like it's more open to like having men in the industry, which is really great. But if you like hate girls and you don't want to work weekends and all of these things, like this isn't the industry for you, and you really have to truly love what you do. And in all honesty, I went into beauty school thinking I want to do facials and it's going to be great and blah, blah, blah. And then I started doing facials and I'm like, oh my God, this is so boring. Like an hour of rubbing somebody's face is like not my thing. And when I got out, I ended up waxing. And it's funny because my friend and I, Sam, she was like, yeah, I want to do waxing. Like that's my thing. And we kind of both went like opposite ways. Like she's doing facials and I went into waxing, and now she's getting into makeup and stuff like that. Like I still have a passion for makeup. I worked for Charlotte Tilbury as a freelance makeup artist for a little bit, and I learned her technique. And if anybody struggles with makeup, like definitely look into the Charlotte Tilbury method, because you can get like such a beautiful look for like 5 minutes of work. In all honesty, it's like so quick. And honestly, like that, I feel like that's really the only kind of training I got for makeup. Again, that was my experience in beauty school. I know that there are makeup schools that you can go to that dives in deeper with makeup and stuff like that. That's stuff that you can look into, but I don't even think that there was a makeup school when I was going to beauty school. But yeah, be prepared to invest a lot of your own time and like your own efforts into it. And just because you go to beauty school, it doesn't mean that you know everything. You definitely have to go into continuing education. And I know a lot of companies will pay for continuing education depending on like what you're doing. And again, I've only really waxed and done permanent makeup and stuff like that. But I know when it comes to waxing, like they'll teach you how to wax depending on which company you go and you work with. And probably the most intimidating service that I've ever done was, yeah, a manzillion, you guys, like a Brazilian, whatever. I have the same body parts as you do, like as a woman, right? So it's like what's so intimidating? Like I've seen those, you know, like I have one. I look at mine every day, even though I don't want to, but you know what I mean? But like a manzillion was just so much more intimidating to me because of what it is. You know what I mean? I was excited to learn it, just in like, you know what I mean? But like honestly, the very first one that we learned during training, like everything and anything that you thought was going to happen, like of all your fears, happened. And I mean like everything and anything that you would think during a service like that happened. So that was very interesting. But yeah, you do your first one and you get over it and you just keep doing them. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was somewhat helpful, and I know it was just kind of like bouncing back and forth of here, there, everywhere, but I just couldn't collect my thoughts. Anyways, guys, don't forget to tap that subscribe button and that notification bell because we upload every Mondays and Fridays. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.